Neuroscience proves your brain runs on autopilot. Have you ever been driving, maybe on your daily commute, and you suddenly kind of snap back to reality, realizing you don't remember the last 10 minutes? It's a weird feeling, right? Like you were just a passenger in your own body. Well, what if I told you that wasn't some rare glitch in the Matrix? What if that's how your brain is designed to work most of the time? Neuroscientists have found that a huge portion of your daily life, your decisions, your reactions, your habits, is run by a hidden system, a powerful autopilot that's in a constant battle with your conscious mind for control. And in this video, we're going to explore the shocking experiments that prove your autopilot is winning that battle, and what you can do to start taking the controls back. Section 1. The pilot and the autopilot. Deep inside your mind, there are two systems fighting for the steering wheel. Think of it like a cockpit in your skull with two very different operators, a pilot and an autopilot. Your pilot is your conscious mind. It's the part of you paying attention to this video right now. It handles deliberate thought, logic, and willpower. When you're learning to ride a bike, sweating over a tough problem, or planning a vacation, your pilot is at the helm. It's powerful, but it has a huge weakness. It's slow, and it burns a massive amount of mental energy. Your brain is obsessed with being efficient, and using your pilot is just plain expensive. And then, there's the autopilot. This is your subconscious. It's lightning fast. It feels effortless, and it runs in the background without you even noticing. It handles everything that's become routine. Tying your shoes, typing on a keyboard, or even that flash of irritation you feel when someone cuts you off in traffic. The Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman called these System 2, the slow, logical pilot, and System 1, the fast, intuitive autopilot. The brain's main goal is to be efficient, and the best way to do that is to hand tasks from the exhausted pilot over to the energy-saving autopilot as fast as possible. This handoff process is what we call a habit. But the battle for control between these two systems goes way beyond just making your morning coffee routine a little smoother. Section 2. The neuroscience of your autopilot. So how does this whole autopilot system actually work in the brain? This isn't just a nice metaphor. It's a physical process that neuroscientists can watch happening in real time. When you first learn a new, complex skill, like playing a guitar chord or learning to drive, your brain is buzzing with conscious activity. Brain scans show a region called the dorsomedial striatum, which is all about goal-oriented, intentional thought, is fired up. You're thinking about every tiny action. Where does my finger go? How hard do I press? Am I in the right lane? Your pilot is in total command. But as you practice, something amazing happens. With enough repetition, the brain literally rewires itself. The activity in that thinking part of the brain, the dorsomedial striatum, starts to die down. At the same time, a different region, the dorsolateral striatum, which is linked to habits and automatic behaviors, takes over. The task shifts from a conscious struggle to an unconscious procedure. The two systems are in a constant tug of war, but with enough practice, the habit system wins, and the thinking brain gets to take a break. The headquarters for this autopilot state is a network of brain regions called the Default Mode Network, or DMN. The DMN is what lights up when you're not focused on the outside world. It's where you daydream, recall memories, worry about the future, and think about yourself. Your brain is literally built to default to this network whenever it can. It's the brain's idle state, but it's anything but quiet. It's your brain's way of saving energy. letting the autopilot fly the plane until something happens that forces the pilot to grab the controls again. Section 3. The shocking experiments. This is where things get a little weird and might even make you question what it means to have free will. The fight for control isn't exactly a fair one. In fact, some wild experiments prove that the autopilot isn't just a helper. It's often the one calling the shots long before you're even aware of it. In a landmark study that sent shockwaves through the neuroscience community, researchers put people into an fMRI brain scanner and had them make a simple choice. Press a button with your left or right hand whenever you feel the urge. Here's the shocking part. The scientists could see predictive brain activity that revealed which button the person would press up to 10 seconds before the person consciously felt they had made the choice. Let that sink in. For a full 10 seconds, their brain had already started the process of making a choice, while their conscious mind, their pilot, was completely in the dark. What we experience as a conscious choice might just be us becoming aware of a decision our autopilot already made for us. And it's not just for simple button presses. Animal studies show this autopilot takeover in more complex situations. Researchers trained rats to run a maze to find a reward. At first, the rats were slow and deliberate. They'd get to a T-intersection, pause, look both ways, and seem to consciously decide which path to take. But after running the same maze again and again, their behavior changed completely. They started zipping through the maze without any hesitation, running the route on pure instinct. Brain scans confirmed it. Different parts of their brains were in control. They had gone from conscious deliberation to a fully unconscious, habit-driven program. The exact same way you might drive home from work without really thinking about it. Section 4. The price of autopilot. This is more than just cool science. It's the hidden reason behind many of our most frustrating human struggles. The very system that's designed to make our lives easier is also the reason we get so hopelessly stuck. Think about your bad habits. That bag of chips you eat on the couch without even tasting it. The endless scrolling on your phone when you know you should be working. Or that instant flash of anger you feel in traffic. Those aren't really conscious choices. They are well-worn programs run by your autopilot, triggered by cues in your environment without asking for your permission. Your conscious pilot might know that eating the chips is a bad idea. But the autopilot, the habit system in your dorsolateral striatum, has already won the fight before the pilot even has time to get its boots on. This is also the root of procrastination. Your conscious mind knows you have to tackle that big, important project. But that project is new, it's complicated, and it demands a ton of energy from your pilot. Your autopilot, on the other hand, has a much easier, energy-saving program ready to go. Open a new tab, check social media, watch one more YouTube video. And since the brain is wired to take the path of least resistance, the autopilot's easy option often wins, leaving your best intentions in the dust. It's why we so often act against our own interests, feeling like a passenger in a body that just won't listen. Section 5. Taking back the controls. So, are we just puppets dangling from our subconscious strings, doomed to repeat the same bad habits forever? Thankfully, the answer is no. We are not powerless. The same science that reveals this hidden system also gives us the user manual for how to change it. We can learn to be the pilot again. The first and most important tool is awareness. You can't change a program if you don't know it's running. This is the whole idea behind mindfulness. Mindfulness is just the simple act of paying attention to the present moment on purpose. It's catching your autopilot in the act. When you practice this, You are intentionally firing up your pilot. Neuroscientifically, this focused attention activates the parts of your brain responsible for executive function, which in turn quiets down the default mode network, your brain's autopilot. It's a conscious, manual override. This is also why it feels so hard at first. It takes real mental muscle to pull the brain out of its favorite energy-saving mode. Second, you have to reprogram the autopilot. You can't just delete an old habit. You have to replace it. Remember that brain wiring? A habit is just a new pathway carved by repetition. You can use that to your advantage. By consciously and deliberately repeating a new action in response to a specific cue, you can write a new program for your autopilot to run. A great technique for this is called habit stacking. You link a new habit you want to build to an old one your autopilot already runs automatically. For instance, after I pour my morning coffee, an existing autopilot routine, I will meditate for 1 minute. You're using the momentum of an old program to launch a new one. Finally, change your environment. Your autopilot is guided by triggers in your surroundings. If you want to stop snacking mindlessly, the most effective strategy isn't white-knuckling your willpower. It's getting the junk food out of the house. If you want to read more, leave a book on your pillow. By redesigning your environment, you make your desired actions the easiest and most automatic path. You're essentially making the pilot's job easier by starving the old, unhelpful autopilot programs of their triggers. Conclusion. The story of your brain is the story of two minds: the deliberate, conscious pilot and the fast, efficient autopilot. To save energy, your brain loves to hand the controls over to the autopilot. We've seen the stunning proof that this system can make decisions without you and lock you into habits you want to break. But you are not just a passenger. You have the ability to notice when the autopilot is flying, and more importantly, you have the power to take the controls. Through awareness, you can interrupt the old programming. And through repetition, you can give your autopilot a new flight plan, building habits that serve you instead of sabotaging you. You can literally reprogram your subconscious to work for you, not against you. If you want to learn more about how to master your mind using brain science, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. The greatest journey you'll ever take is the one from being a passenger in your own body to being the pilot at the controls. Start that journey today.